Hi guys, what's up? Today I'm going to complete Qcknd's tattoo collector's tag. I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I thought it'd be a fun thing to do anyway. So I'm going to read the questions off of my phone and then I'm going to answer them. So let's jump right into it. Question number 1. Do you consider yourself a tattoo collector? Whoa, this is a loaded question. As a kid, I always thought of collections as something that you collect from different places. Like, for example, I collected telephone cards, for the public telephones, and they came from all different companies and with different designs on them and, different places. And then I also collected postage stamps, like stamps to put on a letter, a lost art of writing letters. And they also came from all different countries and different, companies, I guess. So I understand that people also collect things from one place. I know people collect dishware or shoes from one specific company. So I guess if you look at it like that, you're collecting from one place, then yes, I'm a collector because most of my tattoos are from one tattoo artist. But I don't know, somehow I don't consider myself a collector, but let's just say yes. Question number 2. Do you have a specific tattoo that turned you into a tattoo collector? Well, I guess you could say the beginning of my sleeve turned me into a tattoo collector. I mean, I knew then that I was going to get the sleeve. So I knew that I was going to get more tattoos, and at that point I also already knew that I was going to get the other arm done at some point, and I had plans for other parts of my body. So yeah, I think the beginning of my sleeve turned me into a tattoo collector. However, that was not my first tattoo. I'll talk about the other one in a little bit, I think. Question number 3. What tattoo did you have to travel the furthest for? Where did you go? The tattoo that I had to travel the furthest for is definitely not definitely, but I think it's my wolf. Because I went from Ohio to California to get tattooed at the Qcknd State Tattoo Expo. And yeah, I had to get on a plane. I left right after work on a Friday afternoon, and I flew to California that night. I got tattooed all of Saturday, and then Sunday morning I had to hop back on a plane to get back home to Ohio so that I could start working on Monday again. It was a little bit crazy, but yeah, that's definitely the furthest I have traveled for a tattoo. I have also come to Germany to get tattooed, but that was because my family lives here and I visit them in the summers, and so it doesn't really count. But in Germany I had to travel 5 hours to get from my hometown to Berlin, where my tattoo artist is, so that was kind of far too. And then I also got tattooed in New York, which is, it's not that far from Ohio, but it's not around the corner. Question 4. Where was the closest tattoo you traveled to? Well, the closest tattoo would be the tattoo that I mentioned earlier that I got before I started my sleeve. It was my very first tattoo. It was actually a kind of an abstract version of a dancing woman, something that I designed when I was like 16, and kind of like a little tribal that I put on my hand, and I wanted to get a hand tattoo, and my parents said no, which I'm very, very grateful for that. But that tattoo I got in 2006 when I was 20 years old. That tattoo I got done by a tattoo artist from my hometown who had a studio about 10 minutes driving distance from my house. So that was definitely the closest. And he now, well, even back then, he did large scale full body suits, Japanese style, so I can only imagine what he was thinking when I asked him to tattoo this little tribal piece on my lower stomach. But yeah, he did it. And I still like it, although I might at some point get it covered, or rather turn into something that belongs to me more now. You know, I'm going to get my sides, my ribs tattooed. So yeah, it'll turn into something else, I think. Or maybe we'll just, I don't know. I kind of really like it because it was my first tattoo and it was meaningful as well. So who knows? Question number 5. What tattoo artist has tattooed you the most? Well, that's a super easy answer. It's David Giersch from Berlin. Question 6. Any tattoo artist you follow that you dream of getting tattooed by? Whoa. So I really have a problem thinking of getting tattooed by anybody else, like anybody other than David, because he does such a phenomenal job and I connect with him on a human level too, which I think is super, super, super important when you get tattooed, because not only will you carry that tattoo with you wherever you go, you will carry the memories that you created with your tattoo artist at that point. So there are a lot of people on Instagram that I follow and that I've followed for a long time that just amaze me, and I would love to carry their work on my body as well. My number 1 favorite, besides David, is Sandra Daugsta from Latvia. She is such an incredibly talented artist. The details in her work are just insane. They are, I don't even have words for her work. I love the way she contrasts colors, and there are so many things to say about her art. I think you just have to let her art speak for itself. I would love a piece by her, and in a perfect world, I would love a collaboration piece between David and Sandra. So let's see, maybe. Another artist that I follow, whose art I really love, is Jesse Riggs from the United States. Beautiful, amazing artwork, incredibly talented artist, and the 3D tattoos that are created are just out of this world. I would love a piece by this artist as well. Question 7. Name 2 tattoos that took the most sessions to complete. Well, I'm working on a sleeve, so there isn't really a tattoo that took sessions. It's just the entire arm takes sessions. I don't know how to answer that question. The lower part of my arm took 2 days to complete, so the flowers and then the inside. And the fillers took 2 days to complete. I actually just made a video about the fillers, so just check it out. Numero 8. A tattoo that took the longest to heal. All of my tattoo healed pretty well. It took about 2 to 3 weeks to heal fully. I think maybe at my wrist there were some flakes that didn't want to fall off, but it was healed. I was super careful healing it because it was my first big piece and pretty expensive tattoo, so I didn't want to rip out any skin and ink. Question number 9. Do you have any tattoo artist that has become your friend through tattooing? Yeah. Hi, David. I mean, we aren't best buddies, but I think, we're friends on Facebook, and every now and then we give each other a like for something we post, and when I get tattooed, then we talk a lot, and, we become friends. Question number 10. Do you post pictures of your tattoos or not? Yeah, I do. I'm not too concerned about tattoo copying. If you can copy the artwork that David does, then you're pretty damn good. You know, like it would bother me, of course, if somebody carried around the exact same tattoo I have, but at the same time, I'd find it flattering, I guess. You know, I'm not condoning tattoo copying, but it's pretty hard to do that. So, you know, I want to show off my tattoos and I want people to see the art that I have, so I'm not worried about it. Question 11. How do you react when someone asks to see your tattoo? I show them. I show them my tattoos. I like when people approach me. What I don't like is when people assume that they can just touch my skin or lift up my sleeve to see the rest of my tattoo. No, you just don't do that. I don't do that with other people. I don't care. It's just it's not reasonable. So yeah, just ask me and I'll be glad to talk about my tattoos, and you know, if you have any questions about them, just go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section and I'll try my very best to answer. If there's something I don't feel like answering, I will let you know, but I like to talk about them anyway, so. Number 12. When will your collection be finished? Oh boy, that might take a while. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to get the rest of this arm done, with just the parts here by the armpit that aren't done. I will also get a black and gray sleeve over here. And then I'll get one side done in color, the other side done in black and gray. I have some plans for my legs, like knee tattoos around the ankles, maybe the sides of my legs. I like chest tattoos, I like back tattoos, but I don't see myself getting either one of those. I also really love to see people with hand tattoos and neck tattoos, but I don't think I would ever go that far. I just have this image, you know, this vision of myself as a tattooed person where I fully have my sides done, some tattoos on my legs, and both of my arms. Yeah. And we got to the last question. Who do you tag? I'm going to tag Qcknd. I found his videos a couple weeks ago and he has a great sleeve, and I'm sure there's some more tattoos coming because, you know, once you start it's hard to stop. So I'd love to hear what he thinks about those questions, how he would answer them, so it's on you, Drew. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't want to miss any of my future videos, hit the subscribe button below. Please also give it a like, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!